One Piece Chapter 1168 has finally dropped, and as expected, it instantly set the fandom ablaze. The title alone, The God Valley Incident, had already created enormous expectations. For decades, readers have speculated about this mysterious event, first hinted at when Sengoku revealed how Garp became the hero of the Marines. Later, Oda sprinkled breadcrumbs across arcs, snippets about Rock's Zebek, the Celestial Dragons, and the truth about Kuma's race, the Buccaneers. Now, with this chapter, Oda begins to unravel everything. And just like how Chapter 1160 shocked us with revelations about ancient history and hinted at deeper truths about certain bloodlines, Chapter 1168 doesn't just give us lore, it redefines characters we thought we knew. Tying together Kuma, Blackbeard, Dragon, and even the erased history of God Valley itself, this is not just a flashback chapter, this feels like one of the most important turning points in all of One Piece. Let's go through it step by step. The chapter opens with a scene that shakes the foundation of the story. We learn more about the Buccaneer tribe. For years, we only had Kuma as a reference point. His massive build, curly hair, and tragic fate under the Celestial Dragons made him a unique figure. But Chapter 1168 reveals that the Buccaneers were once a thriving people, enslaved, oppressed, and eventually hunted almost to extinction. This is where Oda drops the first bomb. Blackbeard's mother was a Buccaneer. We see her through flashback panels, a tall woman with a fierce presence, curly hair, and sharp features that clearly resemble Teach. Her appearance is unkempt, scarred, and raw. She embodies the suffering of her tribe. For the first time, Blackbeard's origin is given depth. His connection to the Buccaneers explains his strange body, which Marco commented on during Marineford. Fans had long theorized about why Blackbeard could eat 2 devil fruits when the very nature of devil fruits should kill anyone who attempts it. Oda now ties this ability directly to his Buccaneer heritage. Just like Kuma's body resisted complete erasure by Vegapunk, Teach's body operates outside the rules of normal humans. This revelation also retroactively strengthens Chapter 1160, where Vegapunk explained why Kuma retained individuality despite his mind being wiped. The Buccaneers are not bound by ordinary biological or spiritual limits. Their bodies carry mysteries that even science and devil fruit logic cannot fully explain. The reveal of Blackbeard's mother isn't just background lore, it reshapes how we understand Teach's role in the story. He is not just ambitious or lucky, he is a product of a cursed and rare bloodline, someone who was destined to defy natural law. Oda dedicates several pages to fleshing out what the Buccaneer race looked like. We see images of their homes, their enslaved conditions, and their resistance against the world government. Their defining features, large builds, curly hair, and extraordinary resilience, are shown in heartbreaking detail. One chilling panel depicts Blackbeard's mother being captured, chained, and displayed like property by the Celestial Dragons. Her wild hair and fierce expression contrast sharply with her broken condition. Readers are forced to reconcile this with Teach's ruthless ambition. The trauma of his heritage is reflected in his own chaotic pursuit of power. We also see a striking parallel between Kuma and Blackbeard. Both inherited the body of a Buccaneer, but while Kuma's path was one of sacrifice, compassion, and tragedy, Blackbeard's is one of selfishness, greed, and destruction. Oda presents them as 2 sides of the same coin, 2 survivors of a race erased by history, but who embody completely opposite ideals. The chapter then shifts focus to the main event of God Valley, the infamous hunting game conducted by the Celestial Dragons. In this cruel spectacle, civilians and even enslaved races were released as prey for the amusement of the Celestial Dragons and their guards. It is during this scene that Oda delivers one of the most pivotal moments in Dragon's character development. We see a younger Monkey Dragon, still wearing a Marine uniform. At this point in his life, he was serving under the world government, trying to uphold justice. But in God Valley, Dragon witnesses firsthand the depravity of the Celestial Dragons. Civilians are slaughtered like animals. Kuma is among the hunted. Desperately trying to protect his mother, and then it happens, Dragon raises his weapon and shoots a Celestial Dragon. The panel is brutal and deliberate. Oda emphasizes the silence after the gunshot, showing the shocked faces of Marines, slaves, and civilians alike. This is the moment where Dragon openly rejects the authority of the Celestial Dragons and realizes that the justice of the world government is a lie. The narration ties this back to the theme established in Chapter 1160, where the truth of the world's rulers was teased. Dragon's defiance marks the first step toward his eventual creation of the Revolutionary Army. This single act, killing a Celestial Dragon, is not just rebellion. It is the seed of revolution. As chaos unfolds, we see another crucial figure, Blackbeard's mother interacting with Dragon. She is desperate, holding her child, begging for protection. Dragon hesitates but ultimately aids her escape, alongside Kuma and other civilians. The panels highlight her desperation and strength, even as she suffers under her chains. Her dialogue reinforces the idea that the Buccaneers carried an unbreakable will, one that the world government feared. Though Oda does not linger long on her fate, it is implied that she would not survive the incident. This adds to the tragedy of Blackbeard's childhood and his eventual corruption. For fans, seeing her is monumental. She is a missing piece of Blackbeard's puzzle. And Oda finally fills that void. The final act of the chapter shifts tone. As the chaos of the hunt escalates, Marines clashing with pirates, civilians caught in the crossfire, Oda plants another revelation. Hidden beneath the island, within its records and structures, are forbidden books and documents. These texts, filled with knowledge of the Void Century and the truth of the Buccaneers, are hinted to be the real reason why God Valley was wiped from history. Just as in Chapter 1060, when Lulusia was erased by Emu, the destruction of God Valley mirrors the same tactic, erasing locations tied to dangerous truths. The implication is chilling. Emu and the world government will annihilate entire islands if even fragments of the Void Century are uncovered.